Here's something I've been waiting to ask you since I talked to you briefly right after we finished the experience this past weekend, and I told you what I was going to have for dinner, and you accosted me with another one of these statements that you made that I couldn't believe it. You're a grown adult man, successful in business, graduate of a major university.
No, I'm not.
And you said these words to me, especially from the part of the country that you're from, and you have inhabited and cohabited and haunted for the past all of your life. I said, Brian, we're going to have some homemade cheesesteaks tonight. And you said, I've never had a cheesesteak. And I said, what? What? And you started and I started to admonish you, and you just said, save it for later. But I want to confront you right here in front of all the people. Can you honestly say to me that you have never eaten, as many times as you've been to Philadelphia, as much time as you've spent in Jersey, you've never had a cheesesteak?
First things first, the major university I graduated from is known as Nassau Community College. Second, no, I've never had a cheesesteak. It's never appealed to me. I don't really like cheese or Velveeta, whatever that crap is. And yeah, when I used to go down to ECW, I would head out with some people and they would want to go eat at one of those two dumps that have the cheesesteaks. And I would say, I'll hang out. We'll talk and stuff.
The two dumps?
But I never ate anything. I never ate anything. Well, they're not. I mean, they may have good food, but they look like shit.
Oh, come on.
In the 90s, they did. When I was there for ECW, I don't know what they are now, but they never appealed to me. They may have
just seen the ECW crew coming in and say, hey, let's get out the kennel ration. Let's get rid of these real quick.
Why have a cheesesteak if I know I'm going to be back on the road to New York and I can get Nathan's on the highway?
No. You're telling me that you're too hoity-toity to eat Velveeta or whatever that is, and we'll talk about the cheese on a cheesesteak.
Has nothing to do with hoity-toity. Okay.
And you don't want a cheesesteak which is sliced high-quality beef and onions, which are vegetables that are good for you, and mushrooms, which are vegetables that are good for you, and a delicious coating of whichever cheese, whether it's the Cheese Whiz, but you don't have to get that. You can get with or without whiz, or the Velveeta, as you say, but provolone, a good Italian cheese of good Italian stock and heritage. A provolone has been in the Italian family since Baron Provolone married his daughter off to the Earl of Cheese in the 1400s. And you can have that. Provolone is great for cheesesteaks. It's melty and gooey. Or you can do what I did.
You like gooey. You always use the word gooey.
And you can have the Provel from Emo's in St. Louis. We had cheesesteaks homemade with sliced beef and onions and peppers and mushrooms and Provel cheese melted all over the top of it to make it taste so good. You can have a variety of cheese, but the point is, you would rather skip wholesome, good quality bakery bread, sliced beef, wholesome vegetables, and a nice tasty cheese. You'll bypass that to go eat a tube of potted meat from Nathan's hot dog establishment, where you don't even have it. Not only do you not know what's in it, but the way that they process it, you can't even recognize it. Is it beef? Is it chicken? Is it pork? Is it turkey? Is it Dalmatian? We're not sure. It's a plethora, a potpourri, all in a tube to make it look like a Dalmatian's dick. That's what you'd rather.
Is this Jim Cornette saying this or Stan Lane? I don't know.
Well, I learned a lot from the Gangster of Love. He didn't like the gimmicks in some of those tube sausages either. But a Nathan's hot dog on the side of the turnpike, you're going to turn down or turn your nose up at a high quality, even a homemade cheesesteak filled with succulent goodness.
I would turn down most things for a good Nathan's hot dog and some Nathan's French fries. Back in the day, they used to have the best corn. The best corn on a cob ever.
Corn?
They would just put it in like a vat of butter. And then when you would ask for it, it was just the most delicious thing of all time.
But wait, who's doing their menu? How does corn go with hot dogs?
Because
Hot dogs and corn on the cob?
Without knowing too much, I believe Nathan Handworker was his name, and he had a shop in Coney Island, and it was one of the things that they had on the boardwalk for the people that were hanging out on the beach was corn and hot dogs. So when he had other locations off the boardwalk, they included many of the popular menu items from Coney Island.
Well, then why isn't it Nathan's famous hot dogs and corn on the cob?
Because I think there's a bias against corn on the cob. People don't accept it as a treat, as a snack. They treat it as just like some, every now and then we'll grill one. I mean, that's really sad. It's delicious.
Well, it doesn't go with hot dogs anyway. Nobody sits down and says, I'd like hot dogs and corn on the cob for a side. If you go to a barbecue place.
Exactly. They go together. They go together at a barbecue. So they go together.
Not a Nathan's hot dog at a barbecue place.
And I want to go back to what you said about these cheesesteaks. I'd be interested in trying one without cheese. It sounded good with the mushrooms and the onions and some steak. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I like a pastrami sandwich. I don't know if this is going to be better than a pastrami sandwich.
How can you have a cheesesteak without cheese?
Just don't put cheese on it.
Because that's half the word.
But you keep focusing on this word gooey for cheese, and that's not what appeals to me in any way about cheese. The gooiness, that actually turns me off, I think, to cheese.
So you'd rather just have it all cold and dry and dusty and have it fart and dust and shit and rust?
No, I don't even know what that means. No. Mozzarella cheese I'm okay with. It's not gooey. And it's on pizza.
Melty and warm and tasty. It's not cold and dry and blockish. Kind of oozes around on the surface that it's on, whether the cheesesteak or the burger or the pizza or whatever.
Can you request like just a little bit of cheese? Or do this?
Well, I guess you could, but why the fuck would you?
Because I don't want cheese on my food.
Oh, God.
It doesn't taste that good on most things. It tastes great on pizza.
I guess you can request a blowjob, but don't let me come, and that would be something you could do, but I don't know that anybody's ever done it.
Yeah, and I'm not doing that in Philly either.
Well, I tell you, you can get the first part fairly quickly down there. All right. Is this your program?
That's what I've heard.
What's on it?
Well, we have lots of things. We have questions. We have maybe some reviews, and perhaps even we'll give people some thoughts about how they can work off these hot dogs and work off these cheesesteaks, because we will all want to stay in shape here in the new year.
You do need to work out and stay in shape in the new year. Folks, I'll tell you what, if you've been working too hard and not working out enough, and you want to know how to get in shape, we know. We can tell you, and you don't have to go anywhere, because Echelon Fitness will bring the gym home to you. Whether it's for a New Year's resolution or doctor's orders, or just your better half says you're a disgusting blob of flesh and you're repulsive and I can't stand the sight of you, whatever motivation, huh?
Does someone say that to you?
No, but I've seen a lot of people out in public, and I would think that people are hearing that probably on a regular basis these days.
Oh, possibly.
So therefore, no, they didn't say it to me. Who would say it? Stacy or Harley? Neither one of them want to fucking open that can of worms, and nobody else is even going to speak to me. But nevertheless, Echelon Fitness is the affordable way to get the workout equipment, the workout community, and an instructor's motivation right in the comfort and privacy of your own home. Regardless, if you could be in somebody else's home, you could probably do it there too. You might be in a home, whether a state-sponsored home, a county home, a work farm home, something like that. You can do all this stuff anywhere you're at home. Echelon Fitness's fitness app provides you thousands of live and on-demand classes with great music from your favorite artists, like the Strawberry Alarm Clock, as I mentioned before, and also, I believe, the Andrews Sisters.
The Andrews Sisters?
The Andrews Sisters. Hey, the Boogie Woogie Echelon Boy and Company B. With Echelon Fitness, you can work out anytime, day or night, and crush your fitness goals. Pick the class, climb the leaderboard, cheer each other on. Boo some of the people you don't like. Wish them ill. Hope they don't make their goals so you'll feel more positive about yourself, even if you fail yourself. And give it your all.
What?
Even though sometimes your all, folks, just is not good enough. However, At least you can say you tried. Echelon Fitness's world-class instructors are supportive, engaging, and fun, especially when they're being paid. They really know how to get you moving. And the best part, the Echelon Fitness full range of affordable workout equipment, including stationary bikes. Don't expect to get to the store and back, but you will get out of breath. Smart rowers. You don't even have to be able to swim for these things. Sleek fitness screens. I'm not actually sure what you do with a sleek fitness screen. And, of course, the ever-popular auto-folding treadmill. Wait. The treadmill always gets a big hand. Folks, they're all connected to provide the Echelon Fitness experience, and around-the-clock classes for the family include full-body workout programs. Some of these full-body things, do you need to be over 18, Brian? Or can you be 16 with parents' permission in some states?
Why don't we just recommend 18 and play it safe?
Well, there you go. But one membership covers a family of 5. If you've got 5 people over 18 in your family, you need to kick somebody the fuck out. But right now, for a limited time only, podcast listeners get up to $650 off the MSRP of some of this fine equipment. To get this exclusive discount, text the word DRIVE, D-R-I-V-E, to 818181. Drive to 818181. Drive again to 818181 to get up to $650 off the MSRP. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. 818181. Oh, boy, it's coming back up too.